Okay.
Welcome to Books We Never Read.
Except for those we have.
I'm Nicole.
I'm Jason.
And today, we're talking about All of A Man Called Ove by Fredrik Backman. Yes. So, if you have not read All of A Man Called Ove, you should go read and then come back and then join us in the little chat box. If you have read it all, please stay and join us for the discussion. We're excited to talk about it. It was a good one. Hi, Peggy. We are available on YouTube Music as a podcast. We are on Instagram. We are on Fable to keep the discussion going in between live sessions. We meet every Sunday, 10 a.m. Central, just by the way. And we have tons of other books playlisted for you. So if this isn't the book for you, or if you came here by mistake, you can go check out our other books that we've read and we've discussed and chat us up in that chat box too, or discussion box, because we definitely want to relive 99% of the books that we read. We don't want to relive 3. No, 2. I don't mind reliving Name of the Rose. It was so dumb that it was fun in hindsight. So I'll be glad to talk about it. But if it has the word Flanders in it...
Look, Flanders Panel was so weird that I might pick that one over Name of the Rose.
No. It's unacceptable. It's unacceptable.
All right.
The whole mystery, the reason for the mystery, unacceptable. Does not stand the test of time.
It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Okay.
So, A Man Called Ove.
Yep. Also, today we start our next book, Where the X is Buried by Ray Naylor. So, if you're here at the beginning and not at the end. But you want to join us for our next book.
Yes, but we will not meet next Sunday.
That's true.
We will start the Sunday after for our reading, or for our discussion.
It's true.
So, yeah.
All right.
Got it for her child. Why?
So, we were just briefly talking before we got started this morning, and I was saying, like, this is the first book that I think I've finished, like, before the morning of the show in probably over a year.
Yeah, I finished this Tuesday.
Yeah, me too.
And now I feel like it's been too long and I don't know what to talk about, but I've got our Fable chat up and the chapter titles and stuff, and that'll help. But so overall, what were your thoughts on the book? Shelby, Peggy, what rating did you give it? I've been crying since.
Oh.
That's excellent. That's excellent for me.
I really enjoyed it. I feel like the last couple, there was a whole lot of things that was like, it was like more of the same. More of like Ove being interrupted, more of Ove doing things he didn't want to do. Like more trips to the hospital and fixing bikes and stuff. Like it was all the stuff in the second half you've already done in the first half, but it felt different.
Oh, something wild just happened and it went away when you looked.
Okay.
But it felt different. Is that what you said?
Yeah.
And that's because there was a shift from it wasn't supposed to be like this to I thought I had more time. There was a shift in his attitude toward doing the things.
Right. Yeah.
Learning about Runa and his friendship and his frenemy-ship. But realizing that, like, oh, she's been doing this paperwork for 2 years. They really are about to take him out of his home.
Yeah.
You know, that really kicked him in gear. And that was the moment when he was like, can't join you. I have to go do a thing. And that was really where that shift came from.
Yeah. I said last week, like, I felt like this is the book I needed. And I agree about, like, the shift into, like, I thought I had more time. Like, I've been thinking about that. I've been thinking about that a lot this week. Like, how do I spend my time? What am I doing? Is any of this stuff that I do, like, is that important? Like, is that... Like, why do we pick the stuff that's not important all the time? You know, and like the stuff that is important, like, well, we'll get there, you know? It's weird.
Pumpkin.
Oh,
We forgot to put you in your bed.
you want to come join us? Come on.
She said no.
Okay.
Bye.
So Shelby said she really liked the silent rally around the older people in the community. Like, it takes a village.
Yes.
And it's not just about kids. Yeah, sure.
Yes. Not just about kids. And I feel that way. I really, like, this, there's no way to say this that doesn't sound weird, but I really love older people. You know, like, when I was younger, I liked going to the nursing home.
Mm-hmm.
And I, with work, I volunteered in a local nursing home, just like running bingo one day and just randomly talking to people, and I loved it. I mean, it was just great. And it's hard, I think, to hang out with older people because you're looking at your future. You don't want to get there. You don't want to have to be not as able as you are today. But they still have so much value and so much to offer and so much to teach, and just the human connection that's so important. It's just wrapped up in a different package, you know?
Well, and like, you know, like all these things have happened to Uwe, he never thought would happen to him. Like the bad stuff and then also the good stuff, right? Like,
right.
He never thought. And like, I have a bad case of that. I'm constantly, like, I'm always just shocked that, like, we're all still here, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, he became a grandpa, you know, to the kids. And he loved it. I liked, you know, towards the end of the book, he was giving us an update on the age of the kids, and he was like, and, you know, they've so rudely grown by 3 years, you know, and like, it's cute.
Yeah. We were kind of joking about this before we got on this morning, but one of my favorite parts was just like him helping this like random gay kid. Like, yeah. But because like that speaks to, I don't know, because that was like the one thing that like seems outside of his character, but really is within his character, you know, like to help somebody fix a bike because it's constantly parked in the wrong spot is like very in Uwe's character and expected, right? But whenever he just like is like, well, you can't be homeless and, you know, people should like mind their own business sort of situation. You know, I think I said last week that he felt like very much like an American, like libertarian style person. Like that was, it's all very in his character to do that, but it's not the thing that you expect. And then you're like, oh, of course, you know.
And it would have been easy for the boys to kind of write Uwe off at his inability to call a gay man by an appropriate name. I don't know. That's not the right way to say that. But, you know, he just didn't know the word.
Yeah.
But ultimately, he really didn't care. Yeah. You know, he's like, you can't be homeless, you know. And he also realized along the way that, like, what was her name? His wife?
Oh, man. Drawing a blank now.
Golly.
Yeah.
It starts with an S.
Sonia,
yeah. That she would have loved that. Loved having him around and getting him. And, like, and this was so, like, slipped in there, and it wasn't even, like, made a huge deal. But that Jimmy, the boy next door, ended up being... Like, they ended up getting married.
Yep.
And that's so cute. And also, it was, like, slipped in there that Jimmy, the boy next door, was the boy that was basically rescued from an abusive situation by Sonia and the other women a long time ago.
Yeah.
They were hearing the yells and the abuse. And one day when the man was out of the house, they swooped in and said, you know, it doesn't have to be like this. And Rena and Uwe went over and decked that man in the face, and he got out of there. It was great. It was so good.
Yeah. I think there's like one part I don't like, and it's this like concept of like, well, people nowadays don't know how to like do things, or they don't know how to like be men. I'm like, I don't like that part. And there is, I don't know, it's like light on it. I'm not saying. I don't know. Like, I don't think it was like pushing that, but like Uwe definitely believes that, you know, like people must know what I know for them to be real men or whatever, right?
He doesn't even think it's about men though.
Well, that's true too. That's true too. Yeah. But like times change, and like honestly, man, like whatever, you know.
Yeah.
like, sure, you should be able to like take care of yourself. I'm on board, but like, you don't need to like know how to like run the factory or whatever.
It means different things as time goes on.
Yeah. But I think that's part of what's interesting about his interaction with Jimmy's boyfriend or whatever, right? Like, was that like the dude didn't even know how to like make a black pot of coffee or whatever.
Just a regular coffee.
Yeah. Didn't even know how to do that, but he was still willing to like go out and help him, and he was like cool with him, being himself.
And how to talk with his dad and fix the AC at the shop.
Yeah, and like and the whole thing about like driving a car and
so funny.
Yeah, driving the right car.
That's hilarious to me, and I can identify with that. Look, when we went to Vegas, we got to pick our own rental vehicle, and Jason picked a Mitsubishi.
It was red.
And the whole time, I was like, really? You picked a Mitsubishi?
It was the closest red to me in the parking lot.
But it's a Mitsubishi.
And it worked great.
There were
It did, didn't it?
When we returned it, the trunk didn't work anymore, and neither did the AC. We had blown it all out. I didn't even know that Mitsubishi still made vehicles. They also made VCRs, okay? So...
You've been called out.
What?
Coming from a Buick driver.
Hey.
She's not a Buick driver anymore.
The Buick. Buick did great, though.
It did not.
Till the end. But it was like 10 years old.
Yeah, till like the last 2 years. It's rough.
But
anyway, but yes, Nicole is definitely the car person in this family.
I'm very Uva.
You do have some Uva in you. You're like that about like the cast iron skillet. I don't like the cast iron skillet. I just want a regular pan.
And I bought him a regular pan for Christmas.
I got a regular pan for Christmas. Anyway.
Some big things that Uva did not know how to deal with. Grief. Communication. Love. Like showing love to others. Not like romantic love, but just love. And that was a big part of this, was even the narrator. I don't know if the narrator's really Uva. I don't know, because the narrator
really.
said the word, name Uva, but recognizing that he did things to compensate, for the emotional incapacities that he had.
Yeah. A lot of those things, like, that's what, like, whenever people say, like, toxic masculinity, I don't really think about just, like, fight culture and, beating people up and abusing women. Like, all of that is certainly in there, but, like, that's, like, second and third tier, right? Like, the first level is not being able to express yourself or even be willing to like feel these things, so that you get into this like weird festering unhealthy place that then takes you on to these other things. But it's like, good on Uva for not being Jimmy's dad, but like he could have been. There's no like, he's just lucky that he didn't end up in that situation.
Right.
But some of what Uva ends up doing and becoming is like helping people like to be able to be cool with those parts of themselves, I guess,
Yeah. And Uva and Runa really missed an opportunity to help each other in a real way. Uva lost a child. And Runa had a child and then was not able to have another child. And then that grown child is kind of a punk and doesn't really come back, doesn't visit. They don't have much contact with him. He's too busy in America and all that kind of thing. And they really missed an opportunity to talk to each other about these experiences that they were having. And, Uva was a little angry or so at Runa when they had a kid and he didn't. And those are normal feelings. Someone asked in the chat, does anyone know how to deal with grief? And, no, because dealing with grief is like complicated and individual as the people themselves.
Well, and each instance of grief is different, right? Like
Right.
that's another thing. It's like just because you can handle this one doesn't mean you'll handle the next.
Right.
Yeah.
But talking to your friends about it
Mm-hmm.
is a universal that
Mm-hmm.
can help. And I think that was a big lesson in the story.
Well, this kind of takes us back to this whole like dad trom thing that we're doing now.
Yeah.
You know?
Dad Tron for real.
We call it man trom, right? Whatever, right?
Man-trom.
But like, yeah, whatever. But you know,
Yeah.
what do you do when? But also, and like, there's really no discussion of this in the. Well, no, there is. It's not explicit, but yeah, I mean, so all of this is trauma. You know, I'm fascinated by trauma, and Uwe handles his trauma just like his father did. You know, they sat at the table every day, had dinner, unspeaking, with like this empty chair for their mom. You know, and then Uwe does that, and it's just this like it's like a generational curse, right? Like it's just passed down, and yeah, and so it's a learned thing.
Yeah. And Sonia ends up becoming kind of the vessel for everyone's trauma, right? Like by the end of the book, everyone is meeting at Sonia's place of rest and taking their own turns to speak with her, asking Uwe, "You can go now. You know, I have something I need to say." And that was, golly, I just forgot her name too. Parvana.
Yeah.
But everyone at the end met around her.
Yeah.
And I don't know, they've formed this new community through her. And even his act of like cleaning out some of her stuff from the house, you know, he was angry to have to do that. Like, how dare you suggest that I erase the memories of my wife? But you're not erasing the memories. You're just making space for new ones,
Right.
you know. So.
You know, I think there was one chapter that kind of started with Uwe at Sonia's grave, and it's like not quite clear that that's what's going on. But then Parvana walks up and is like, "Oh, hi, Sonia," and I really liked that. Like it was just like, boop, yeah, like okay, now I know where we're at, because Parvana's never met Sonia, but she recognizes the impact that she's had on this person that's important to her now. Yeah.
Yeah. And I do love the way the cat, first of all, I just love the cat. This cat's hilarious. Riding in the back seat of the car, showing up to the coffee shop. Like, I mean, the cat was just wild.
Yeah.
So weird.
The car rides were funny with the cat.
Yes. And what was her name again? Parvana?
Yeah.
Okay. But the way Parvana kept accidentally interfering is very similar to how the cat kept kind of interfering. He's like, well, I can't do this. It'll wake the cat up. Like, you know, they're all just excuses. He clearly was not ready to do this. He thought he should do that, you know, like die. But he allowed these things to intervene. And for good reason, because he just needed to get through this patch and see that he still had so much to do and to give.
Yeah. And like, so part of it is I think that he was like living small. His whole life kind of got focused in Sonia, but this is not a situation where like that's his fault because of her illness and going downhill because of like the wheelchair thing, which like, by the way, I'm not buying the fact that like Norway or whatever wasn't going to put a wheelchair ramp on the school. like, yeah, they are. But like, okay. Like who in the right, who anywhere is just like, no, we're not doing a wheelchair ramp.
Yeah.
But, I think, it's, he has this trauma before her death, and that trauma is like the state of her life, and she's doing so much and giving so much, but like people say sometimes, like behind every man, there's like a strong woman and things like that, right? Well, like in this case, behind this woman is like this guy that's like helping her and like making sure she can function and do all the things she wants to do as best she can. And that becomes his whole world, and that's fine. But then that world goes away.
This book reminded me also of Guns of the Dawn in terms of legacy, and that you're not really in control of the narrative of your own legacy. And Sonia left an incredible legacy. Kids are still coming up to Uwe saying, hey, Did Sonia live here? Mm-hmm. She was my teacher. Mm-hmm. She was pretty great. She was the only one who believed in me, mm-hmm. and that's pretty powerful that continues, that, and it continues long after you've lived. Mm-hmm. And so, and I thought, again, how powerful her legacy was, that this new neighborhood now, this new group of people, some old people that were around when she was there, and then new people as well, still rally around her as a central kind of, mm-hmm. Hurrah, and mm-hmm. and continue to make that neighborhood a good place to be, mm-hmm. and to look out for each other. And that's just as she would have wanted it. Mm-hmm. She didn't do that. I mean, she lived her life to the best of her ability, mm-hmm. and that goodness continued on. Mm-hmm. And I just think that's great. Mm-hmm. The end.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's just like a ripple effect, right? Like, it's, and we see that too in when Ove saves that guy in front of the train. Partially because the use, because he saved that guy on the train, he now gets connected with this reporter who gets involved in keeping Runa there. Like they were able to use these things. He'd been so reluctant to do this interview or whatever, and then mm-hmm. it ends up being a tool for them, like at one point he gets a nice letter or something from the guy he saved, or mm-hmm. something. Yeah, that's nice.
I mean, it's just incredible. And that all goes to show that, when we look at the world at its whole scale, there's not a lot that we can do to improve things, mm-hmm. but you can do a whole lot to improve your own world, your neighborhood, your community. You can be very powerful and influential in your own circle of influence.
Well, and that's the only circle of influence you have, right? Right. The broader you go, the less power you have.
Yeah. Hello. He said, I sensed Mom was choking up. This book really hit me hard in my feels.
I feel like it was Monday. We were both home, and I woke up from a nap, and she's like, "Don't mind me. I've just been crying for 4 hours."
That was Tuesday. I was putting up Mardi Gras decorations, and just sometimes there were 2 or 3 moments where I just stood in the middle of a room, did nothing but sob.
Careful. Come here. Let me help you. No? Okay.
So I just want to stand right here in the danger zone.
Come here.
You silly girl. Get in bed. So yeah, this was a good one.
Yeah. Peggy's saying that when the principal said the school was just a storage unit, she felt that. But she's taught those kids too, and
how horrible.
You've been involved in that.
That's such an American school system viewpoint. I didn't even think other countries.
Well, but she was dealing with the ADD class before ADD existed, or whatever.
The students with dyslexia and stuff like that. There's nothing wrong with them. They just need a different. Careful. Oh, there went the camera. Do you want to shut the door?
No.
Okay. They just need a different path, kind of,
Yeah. This is actually something Mr. Franklin and I were kind of talking about recently, was there are so many people who don't fit in with the modern, because our biology is not made to sit in a classroom for 8 straight hours, or to sit and type and look at a screen and all that.
Right.
And it's amazing that so many people have adapted as we do, but the system leaves some people behind. And I'm not saying it's all biological, but some of it must be. And at what point, we have a responsibility. The world has moved on, and these people still have, these ancient systems, built into them. And how can we think about our systems and the way that they work to try to make them work for everyone?
Mm-hmm. Peggy had brought up a good point in Fable, and I don't remember where it was now, but she was saying there's just so many things intervening in Uva's life that it's Sonia from beyond saying it is not your time to die,
Mm-hmm.
And I hadn't even thought of that, but I thought that was interesting.
Yeah, Peggy, at this point, everybody almost everybody who's commented today is somebody that we know in real life. She was asking about Mr. Franklin, but and so we tried just to call people by the names that they use on the chat. But yes, we even had one comment about the Buick, and we know that guy too. So
who talked about the Buick?
I'll tell you later.
Oh, I thought that was Peggy.
No.
Ain't nothing wrong with the Buick. Okay. But I'm Mitsubishi.
We're going on another trip in like a month. Maybe I'm not picking the car.
Oh, you're totally picking the car. Oh my God. Because you're driving. I just like to mess with you about it. Like, I just didn't even know that they were still in existence. Like, what the heck? That poor thing was toast by the time we were done with it, though.
It was toast. What am I supposed to pick? A Buick?
No. Anything you want, as long as it's red.
Peggy, we would love to come see you. That's going to be a significantly longer trip.
That's a big trip.
But we should talk about it. We'll figure something out.
Yeah.
This is actually one of the things that this book has got me talking about. Maybe on like Tuesday or so was like just like, you know, taking trips and doing things. And part of it is, I can't remember if I mentioned this or not, but like I found this book in my desk at work that's not mine. And I've been reading it, and it's about a lot of the same things that this book is about. And it's just about like take advantage of what you do. And it has this whole graph about like time, money, and ability, maybe, or like your physical capabilities. And you know, one of the points it makes is like when you're in like your 30s and your 40s, that's kind of like the peak trifecta, where you have money, potentially time. You know, because when you're younger, you have no money, even if you're like in the best physical shape possible. But
right.
So, you know, I'd like to travel and like to go do things, and you know, at some point in the future, you may have more money, but you have less ability and less time,
right?
And, you know, all that. So,
well, more time, but it's just a little harder.
Yeah.
And retirement, you know.
Yeah. And that's something that I feel like happened to Uwe, right? Like he waited too long, you know. He and like by the end of it, you find out that he definitely had the money, because he just like leaves. And I don't know what
the
kroner
conversion
money is.
rate is pretty.
Yeah. But still, he leaves all this money to people.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he had some money.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, the cost of the iPad was like 7,000 krona or something like that.
Yeah. Yeah. So Peggy's pointing out that the one trip anybody did take was tragic, and that's fair. But
oh, yeah. That was terrible. Okay, the part where Uwe intervened in the burglary.
yes.
Gosh, I was done. I just stood in the kitchen and cried through that whole chapter. I couldn't function. I really thought they had killed him.
Okay. So Shelby says 11 million kroner is $1.1 million.
That's a lot.
That's a lot of money.
Plenty.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I don't remember now, because I was too exhausted from crying. Didn't he leave it to like some organization or something like that? Or did he just leave it to people?
I think he mostly left it to people. There might have been one organization in there, but like some of it was left to the kids, and yeah. I think a lot of it was left to Parvana herself, and she chose to donate it to something like in line with what Sonia.
Yeah. That's what I was thinking. It was something to do with like education or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I loved her.
Yeah,
I
she's
loved
really
her
great.
character. I loved her like breakdown, like the fact that she knew she needed to learn to drive. Mm-hmm. How frustrating it was that she's trying to learn to do anything while that pregnant. Mm-hmm. It was a whole situation. And I love the angle that Uwe came from when he's like yelling at her. Yeah. It's like, you survived war, and whatever that has come with, you can drive a car. The clutch is on the left. Go.
Well, like, and twice he gives her what she considers like the best compliment he could give anyone, where he's just like, "You are not an idiot."
Yeah.
A good time.
I meant to ask if we could watch this movie before today, but
we'll have to do.
I'm trying to get in the habit, like if there's a movie or show version of something, that like we watch it by the time we do the show, because like our track record is not great for follow through on watching show versions of things.
I told somebody I work with that we were reading this book and told them which movie it was. And she was like, oh, yeah, that movie wrecked me.
Yeah.
So, okay.
Well, and it's Tom Hanks.
Yeah.
I think he's my favorite actor. Okay, watching Name of the Rose helped me understand Name of the Rose.
Did, yeah.
I think I liked it better.
Not good.
But I liked the book better because I saw the movie. It just put the pieces together.
Yep.
Name of the Rose. Good grief.
Started this year off strong.
Why? Why did he even write that book?
It was like a weird flex, I think. On like your medieval knowledge or something. So I can't remember if I've said this before, but I don't know if anybody in here is like really like video game players, but they're coming out with this video game where you are a medieval book illuminator.
No.
Yes. Have I showed you this?
No.
It's fascinating.
No.
And so there's going to be like thousands of little images of like unicorns and horses and like, pots of boiling water and like all this stuff. And you'll get like orders to like make a book and you get like graded on what you do. It's fascinating. I can't remember what it's called, but if you just like Google it, you'll see. And it's really kind of a cool concept.
Right. Yeah, charity for orphan kids. Mm-hmm. Oh, and like one of the last things that back to this, that Sonia had said was that, her natural child was taken from her. That didn't work out. But she was in a position where she ended up with hundreds of children. And I like that attitude that, we cannot control the things that happen to us in life, but we can control the attitude with which we process those things. Mm-hmm. And even though it's not what we want and it's not always easy, and sometimes it's kind of like wearing rose-colored glasses and just being a bit naive or, forcing some optimism, you can spin anything to be to your benefit.
Sure.
And that's kind of that, like,
Uva needed... you should? Right?
Yeah, and Uva needed stoicism. She had that. She worked with what she had, and she even had told him at one point, like, I know you're still angry and you still want to write your letters and you're still so frustrated, but it's enough. You've written your letters. It's over. Mm-hmm. Here's where we are and here's what we have. Here's how we make the best of the life we have left. Mm-hmm. And that's how you have to live. Otherwise, you are forever living, regretting the things that didn't work out or the things that did happen that shouldn't have happened. You can't change that. Mm. And I loved that about Sonia. Mm-hmm. What a great attitude.
Mm-hmm. Like, I'm not really sure there's like lucky people. There's like a...
Statistically, like...
Yeah, I talk about how like I think luck exists on a bell curve. Everybody is averagely lucky, right? Like, but what we perceive as luck is people's ability to take advantage of situations.
Yes.
Whether they be good or bad. And whenever you can take something that is obviously negative, but use it for a good, then it's at least not as negative or even possibly a net good. Mm-hmm. And that's what luck really is. And that's what Sonia was good at.
Yeah. We have this one life. Choose to live it well. Choose to be happy and joyful and to work with what you've got to have a good life. I mean, everyone deserves that for themselves. Mm. And Uva, I don't think, learned that until he was old, but he made the best of it in his last few years.
Yep.
The insurance fraud thing really frustrated me.
Mm-hmm.
Poor Uva.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was rough.
What a pain.
Well, I don't know that I have much else to say.
That's it. I've been holding back tears this whole episode. Like, my face is tired from, like...
I can see.
Holding it together. Mm-hmm. Yeah. It was just really good. Finally bought the white shirt. Screw that guy. What a twit. That was terrible. Yeah. It was a good book.
Yeah.
I'm glad we read it. I really, once I picked it, was kind of mad at myself for picking it. Wish I would have picked something else. Didn't want to read it. Glad I read it.
Yeah. I'm already recommending it to people, and it's relatively short and it's an easy read and it's easy to understand and digest. And sometimes we lose folks in the book club because we read books that are like a little more esoteric, I suppose. But this is something I think everybody read that I've been talking to. Nobody skipped this one.
Yeah, someone did say it reminded them of Heaven and Earth grocery store. Mm-hmm. It is very Heaven and Earth. I've recommended that book recently to somebody. It was a good one.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. There we go. Peggy says maybe it's the Heaven and Earth of 2026.
Yeah, that was good. Someone also last week asked if they're feeling down, what kind of books do we recommend to help them get out of a slump? And this is a tough one because if you don't make it through the second half, you're just going to be more down. It's very much like watching It's a Wonderful Life when you're feeling sad. If you don't take it all the way through, you're just going to want to die. So there's a tricky one. But I do feel like, there is that feeling of catharsis at the end of this book, that you're glad you're alive, that you have wonderful people and friends and, whatever to work with, and you have the ability to help other people and all that. So if you can read the whole thing, I would recommend this one. But if you're going to crap out halfway through, don't do it because you'll just be depressed.
Yeah. Yeah.
I also thought about Phoebe because she only watched half of It's a Wonderful Life. She's like, it should have been called It's a Sucky Life. It's just when you think it gets suck anymore, it does. Phoebe's my girl. Anyway, that's okay. I'm done. I really am. Sorry. You said this 10 minutes ago.
That's fine.
Louisiana, goodbye.
All right. So we'll go ahead and wrap this up. Basically got a 9.0 on our rating. That's fantastic. Go ahead and grab your copy of Where the Axe is Buried by Ray Naylor. And if you are a speed reader, like some of y'all are, and you enjoy Ray Naylor, if you read this book, then I would highly recommend The Mountain and the Sea, which we read a year or two ago, and it was very good.
It was. It was weird, but it was good.
I think we're going to have some of that here as
yeah.
well. So this is supposed to be about like AI and near future possibilities and things like that.
So. Yeah, read Mountain and the Sea.
Yep. All right, but so we'll put out the syllabus on Fable as we've been doing, and we'll get all that switched over today. All right?
Yeah.
We'll see y'all next time.
Happy reading.
Bye. Gotta wave to him while I can't hit the button.